The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has moved its National Executive Council meeting from Thursday to November the 28th, following a decision at Tuesday's PDP Governors Forum in Abuja. The party cited the need to concentrate on the November gubernatorial election as the primary reason for the postponement. In its communique, the PDP emphasized maintaining party unity to effectively challenge the APC in Ondo State. The meeting, which included governors, NWC members, BOT representatives, and National Assembly caucuses, also stressed the importance of party cohesion ahead of the 2027 elections. Well, joining us now to discuss the decision of the PDP to postpone the party's next meeting till November the 28th, the undercurrents of that decision and fears of a looming one-party state is former National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Temitokwe. Or is it Awa?
It's Temitokwe and Hawa. Okay.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, what are your thoughts, on the party's decision to postpone the next meeting till November? Isn't this counterproductive? How do you want to win an election when your party is clearly in disarray? And don't forget that your party isn't the opposition in Ondo State.
Thank you very much, Temitokwe. The decision to postpone the NEC, I believe, was in the best interest of the party, because we are going into an election and we were having a major division and almost a crack in the party. And because of that, the leaders of the party came together and reasoned that let us go and do this election first, so that when we get a victory, we will be able to use it to celebrate the next NEC, where the North Central is expected to present a replacement for Senator Yoche Ayu on November 28th.
So, particularly for the residents of Ondo State, where the elections are coming up, what reassurances do you have that the party will be able to get themselves together and have peace restored? As we do know that there was a reconciliation and disciplinary committee that was organized by the National Working Committee. It doesn't seem that they have gone very far in their dispute resolution. How are you going to reassure voters?
Well, I listened to, was it former governor of Osun State, Oyinlola, who said that they have received they have done reconciliation in the Southwest because they were in Ibadan for a period of time. And he believes that on account of what they have done in the Southwest concerning the various states, on the issues that they have raised, that they can make success of Ondo State. And I also read a report today quoting Governor Seyi Makinde that they are going to surprise the APC and Ayedatiwa, the governor of Ondo State. So on account of that, the party will depend on the reports that it has received, on how they will approach the citizens of Osun State. Sorry, the citizens of Ondo State. Well, they will depend because Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State is the chairman of the campaign council on Ondo State. So, and he has said that they would defeat the APC as well as Ayedatiwa. I believe the party will rely on what he has said.
Now, as we look forward, to the NEC meeting in November, even as we also look forward to the election in Ondo State, there are some questions, that are bothering my mind. Are you optimistic, that there will be a lasting solution at this NEC meeting, seeing as this crisis in your party has lingered for quite a while? Are the combatants ready to sheath their swords? Is your party ready to punish erring members? Are members ready to uphold the constitution of your party? Or are we going to do the same dance again, even after the next meeting in November?
We are going to do a different dance after the meeting of November 28th. I remember that in our last chat on this platform, between you and I did give you assurance that we will come back. Now, the party will have a rebound. And I think that the leaders of the party who have seen the challenges confronting the party so far are working towards this rebound. And I believe, and I strongly do so, that the November 28th NEC will lead us to a situation where we can have the rebound. Therefore, the dance, like you said, will be different in November.
So are you saying that the major warring members of the party, well, a few of them, namely Minister Wike and, of course, the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, are you saying that maybe they have sat down, they are talking, and they are ready to let the party not be the stomping grounds for their political beef? Is that what you're saying?
In my trajectory on this discussion, I have consistently said that the People's Democratic Party is bigger than the two leaders or the two individuals that you have mentioned, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Nyesom Wike. The party is bigger than these two individuals. It is disturbing and it's even depressing that every time people talk about PDP, they come from the angle, their division is their Wike, their division is Alhaji Atiku. Look, the challenge in the country today, is bigger than talking about individual in an opposition party that is in itself confronting challenges. What's very important now, is that because no matter how we look at it, PDP remains the biggest opposition political party. And it is only PDP that can bring other opposition parties together towards forming a formidable group. On account of this, I think we should concern ourselves about the restoration of peace, about making People's Democratic Party a viable, a strong opposition party. And I think that there are people in the PDP who can make this happen beyond the two individuals that we are talking about. Yes, we will need these two individuals, but people have left the party in time past and the party had remained. And as a result of that, I don't think that PDP should be allowed to be dropped or PDP should be allowed to die on account of, there's this issue between former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And mind you, if you want to be factual, if you want to say the truth, this issue is more, the complaint, the grievance appears to be more on the side of the FCT minister than on Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And I don't want anybody to come up with the issue of maybe one is supporting one or the other. But whichever the way, I read something, I read a report, I think it was a...
Okay, we'll take a quick break to resolve some technical issues, and Newsday continues in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Newsday. We still have with us the former National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan. Now, Mr. Ologbondiyan, in our last chat, you talked about some people putting fire in opposition parties in Nigeria, and you expressed fears that Nigeria might be sliding into a one-party state. At that time, there was no time to actually discuss in full. Now, today is the day. Who are these people putting fire in the opposition parties? Is it really fair to blame outsiders for the crisis within your party?
So is it also fair for Labour Party to be in a crisis, for the NNPP to be in crisis, and for fire to be stoked in the People's Democratic Party, so that it can also have its own crisis at the same time, ahead of a general election in 2027. Is that also fair? There's no need asking. It's an agenda. And any party in government will want to do that so that it can have an easy run over the opposition. So there's no need saying that, is it fair to blame others? What can we say is it fair? The Minister of FCT, Governor Nyesom Wike, is working in an APC government. And is a major side on the issue of crisis in the PDP. So where do we look at? Who do we ask for?
So shouldn't you be blaming your party member? Shouldn't you be blaming your member instead of blaming the opposition? What does that say about the character of people that make up your party?
Look, Temitope, the fire is coming from somewhere. And we have said that, look, this token of fire is not even limited to us. It's in the other parties as well that are in opposition. There's crisis in Labour Party, NNPP is also having its own, no matter how little it is. You understand? So the party, our own party now, we are trying to work out how to take out this fire. And that is the essence of the November 28th National Executive Committee meeting.
Some might say that the crises that are happening in other parties, as well as you've rightly mentioned, shouldn't be equated to the PDP, in that the PDP should be in and of itself a different entity, a stronger entity, and an entity that has been around for longer as a political party. So it shouldn't be grouped with the lesser backed opposition parties. And it just goes to show that there is no opposition, credible opposition within the country. So much so that even if the ruling party could sabotage multiple parties at the same time, that something is awry.
Well, you know, first and foremost, let us agree to one point, that a political party is a mix where all sorts and all forms can be found. So we have to agree with that first. Then proceeding from there, any party will have challenge. Any party will have challenge. So, but what's important is that these contestations within, how are they managed to achieve purpose? I think that's what is important. And that is the trajectory that the People's Democratic Party is approaching now. That look, these contestations, let us resolve them so that we can have one united family. So, and I believe that the efforts that are ongoing in the party as we are speaking will lead to that.
Now, a lot of your members have been running to the judiciary for succor amidst this crisis in your party, and even in, in the other opposition parties that you mentioned, some of them have been seeking reprieve from the judiciary. How well would you say that the judiciary has performed in this aspect?
Well, I'll just say it because with due respect to the Lord Justices, one thing that is certain and is in the record of our law as a country, there are plethora of judgments and rulings that says that courts are not managers of parties. As a result of that, we appeal to the judiciary to allow the party to manage their affairs. It is only where there are contestations that dwell on human rights that is when courts can come in. For instance, in the PDP, it's even an offense for you to go to court without first exploring the internal mechanisms for crisis resolution. It is an offense. But be that as it may, if the judiciary can also refer members back to their party, say, go and solve your problem, you understand? I think that will help the image of the judiciary.
Earlier this year, about 60 members of the PDP House of Reps called for the speakers, excuse me, for Damagum's removal, asking that he be replaced by a substantive chairman from the North Central. There have been other people within the party who have called for the same more recently. How do you feel that the national acting chairman can perform right now within the party, knowing that people do not want him in that position and there is crises going all around? How do you see his performance so far? And should he step down?
Well, to be honest with you, the challenge of the party today is the inability of the leadership to do what is right and to do the needful. But be that as it may, Ambassador Umar Ilyasu Damagum is occupying the position he is on the acting basis because the North Central, which should produce a substantive chairman, has not been permitted to do so. But based on the series of meetings that had happened this week, we have reached a point where the North Central has made a formal presentation to bring a replacement from the North Central geopolitical zone, who will serve as substantive national chairman and complete the term of Senator Iyorchia Ayu. So the party is progressing on the right path on how to combat the situation of the future, on how to confront the challenges of the future. And I think that is in order. Talking about the 60 lawmakers, talking about the demand of the North Central, talking about the demand of the governor and the chairman of the North Central geopolitical zone, that the North Central should be allowed to produce a substantive national chairman. I think it is perfectly in order.
Now, earlier you talked about the critical state of the nation today as it is, and it's really sad that there's no viable opposition at the moment. It seems instead opposition parties are strategizing for 2027, when people right now are still thinking of how to survive 2024. Now, what does this say about the crop of leaders that we have? What does this say about our democracy in Nigeria?
That's a good question, Temitope. If you do not put your house in order, you are having poor performance of opposition parties now because of the challenges confronting these political parties. So it is not just about 2027. No, we must read it correctly. It is not just about 2027. It is about now. It is about the drift into a one-party state. It is about the silence of the opposition political parties. It's about the pains of Nigerians, about the weariness of Nigerians today. So how do you confront that? You must have a party, whether it is one, whether it is two, whether it is five, that is and strong to be able to tell the ruling party and its government that your action is wrong here, to be able to provide the alternative voice. But if you don't have that, even talking about 2027, is a mirage, because it starts now. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians cannot afford electricity any longer. They cannot buy fuel. They cannot go to the hospitals. They cannot even treat ordinary, they don't even have resources to treat ordinary malaria. These are the challenges that are confronting the nation as we speak. So the opposition parties need to be strengthened. They need to be strengthened, or they need to strengthen themselves. And that is why it is important for parties to get their acts together. I mean, the opposition parties to get their acts together. If we continue in this culture of silence, when everybody is afraid to speak, people are dying on a daily basis in silence, then who is going to do the 2027? So it's important, it's imperative for the party to start off from this point by pulling themselves together, by becoming viable, very strong, effective, in order to be able to guide the ruling government. And if the ruling government continue in this their system of dancing, in which Nigerians have even moved forward, everybody has gone to confront his own life, whether the government is ready or not, they are living the day, then nobody will be talking about 2027.
Well, there you have it. Kola Ologbondiyan, former national PDP Publicity Secretary, thank you so much for joining us.